Hello everyone! Today we're going to explore the updated 2022 version of the Danielson framework. This training is designed to help you understand what's changed, what to look for in your classroom practice, and how to aim for proficient or distinguished ratings under the revised rubric. Our learning objectives for today are to understand what has changed in the 2022 model, identify key look-fors across domains 1 through 4, and clarify what it takes to meet or exceed expectations. One of the biggest changes in the updated Danielson rubric is a shift in focus. Instead of looking for a checklist of specific teacher actions, the emphasis is now on intent, context, and impact. Intent referring to why you are making a particular instructional choice. Context referring to how it fits into the bigger picture of the lesson and learning experience. And impact, how your actions affect student learning and growth. In other words, it's less about whether you used a certain strategy in the moment and more about what that choice meant for your students. Administrators will be focusing on the purpose behind your instructional decisions and the outcomes for students, rather than just the presence or absence of individual strategies. The revised framework is grounded in 4 powerful themes: student voice and agency, culturally responsive practice, collaboration and shared accountability, and teacher reflection and inquiry. These themes show up across all domains, not just in isolated parts. Let's start with Domain 1, planning and preparation. This is all about how you design instruction based on your knowledge of students, content, and pedagogy. On this slide is a side-by-side comparison of the 2013 model and the 2022 model. I'll give you a second to take a closer look at this slide. Here are some look-fors for Domain 1. Lessons should be standards-based and scaffolded. Instruction should reflect students' backgrounds, interests, and needs. Materials must be engaging and culturally relevant. Your decisions should be guided by formative assessment and student data. This slide provides some real-life classroom examples of what this looks like. Lessons that are purposeful, standards-based, and scaffolded. Teachers introduce skills with concrete supports like manipulatives or finger counting, and gradually move towards abstract understanding, ensuring developmentally appropriate progression. Instruction reflects students' interests, backgrounds, and needs. Teachers incorporate student input and cultural relevance into lessons, such as using interest surveys or creating inclusive play centers to make learning meaningful and personalized. Materials and tasks are engaging and culturally relevant. Students connect to content by writing about their own traditions or solving problems based on familiar real-life scenarios, increasing engagement and relevance. Instructional decisions are data-driven. Teachers use exit tickets, observations, and student work to identify learning needs and adjust instruction, like forming flexible groups or revisiting concepts with hands-on tools to better support student growth. These are all strong indicators of proficiency or above. Moving on to Domain 2, learning environment. This isn't just about classroom management, it's about how we create a space where students feel valued, safe, and empowered. Here's a look at the side-by-side comparison between 2013 and the updated 2022 model. Some key shifts in Domain 2: building a strong sense of classroom community, making student identity and voice visible, responding equitably and restoratively to behavior, and ensuring routines promote independence. Here are some classroom examples for Domain 2. Collaborative and supportive community. Students work together using established norms, helping peers without prompting, and contribute to a classroom culture of mutual support. Student identity and voice. Classrooms display student work and reflect students' home languages and cultures, making all students feel valued and seen. Equitable expectations and restorative practices. Teachers handle behavior privately and respectfully, proactively support students, and use restorative strategies to repair relationships. Efficient routines that build independence. Classrooms are organized so students can access materials and transition smoothly with minimal help. Students take ownership of routines and monitor their own progress. The focus is on empowerment and inclusion. Moving on to Domain 3, Learning Experiences. Domain 3 is where instructional practice comes to life. It focuses on how students engage with content, tasks, and each other. Take a quick look at the side-by-side comparison between the 2013 model and the 2022 model. New priorities in Domain 3 include student voice and choice, higher order thinking and equitable participation, actionable, culturally aware feedback, growth mindset around misconceptions, and meaningful student discussion. Here are some classroom examples for Domain 3. In our classrooms, this might look like giving students multiple ways to complete a task, asking open-ended questions and waiting for thoughtful responses, affirming student attempts even when they make mistakes, or encouraging students to build off each other's thinking during whole group learning time. The goal is to promote deep engagement and thinking. Domain 4, Professionalism and Growth. Finally, Domain 4 emphasizes the professional culture we build and how we grow, collaborate, and lead. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the old model and the newer model. This domain now places more value on ongoing reflection and inquiry, collaboration and team contribution, cultural competence and equity-driven practices, and advocating for students and colleagues. Here are some real-life examples. Engaging in ongoing inquiry and feedback. Teachers actively seek out feedback and apply what they learn to improve instruction and student engagement. This might look like asking for peer observations or having an administrator come into their classroom to provide some additional feedback. Collaborating with colleagues. Teachers contribute to team efforts by sharing strategies, participating in various meetings, and leading data discussions to support student success. Demonstrating cultural competence. Teachers ensure their classroom practices and materials reflect diverse cultures and family structures, often with input from families. Advocating for students and school culture. Teachers support peers, speak up for students' needs, and take initiative to improve the school environment. This domain highlights the why behind our work and our role in shaping school culture. The updated Danielson framework challenges us to move beyond isolated teacher actions and toward a deeper focus on student impact, voice, and growth. It honors the complexity of our classrooms, the diversity of our learners, and the power of reflection, collaboration, and equity. As we move forward, let this framework not be a checklist, but a guide to help us grow, support one another, and most importantly, ensure every student is seen, heard, and empowered to thrive. To close, let's keep this in mind. Great teaching isn't about perfection. It's about growth, reflection, and the relationships we build along the way. Thank you for your commitment to students and for the work you do each and every day to make learning meaningful and inclusive.